This mood board visually shows the evolution of the indie genre from the 1980s to modern day. For this I researched into iconic bands such as The Smiths, Stone Roses and Oasis, looking at how they have impacted it over the years. Within this genre, we can see that this is mainly bands rather than solo artists, due to people finding the bands more relatable and more members to connect with. From this visual development of the indie genre, we can see a progression in terms of band style and how they are represented to the viewer. For example, throughout the indie genre you can see the impact of Stephen Morrissey, the lead singer of The Smiths, style and how it has progressed over the years, from his long flowing t-shirts to hairstyle. The importance of this image to the indie genre is still being used today by artists such as Matt Healy with his long flowing shirts and Alex Turner with his quiff hairstyle. Through analysing these images of the bands, we can see that they connote a sense of vintage style throughout. I feel that by keeping this style of vintage, it helps people to identify the bands by their appearance and creating a sense of brand identity within the genre. The main development of the representation with the indie genre has been the colour scheme and style of clothing back in the 1980s. Back in the 1980s, the clothing was more vibrant and had more pattern formations relating to boho. This then connects with the time period that was around then, whereas if we compare it to the style that we see now, it has adapted and progressed to appeal to modern day audiences through fashion trends, such as monochrome, the black and white. The colour scheme has now become faded to neutral earthy tones such as cool blues and earthy browns and sharp contrasting colours such as black and whites. As for the overall style, it is rough and gruff, looking at grunge, and is shown by the artist, but in a more mature way, creating a chic combination between rough and smooth in terms of style. I feel that the monochrome clothing that the band has, such as the Arctic Monkeys, wear nowadays, shows the band as a unit by the colour scheme, but also shows the individuals by their style, showing them as people, not duplicates of the same person. This style is sophisticated and I feel links back to black and white pictures, creating a simplistic link to the target audience through their own style. For the development of the genre over time, I looked into the artist's ancillary products and how their designs link with how they are visually represented to the audience. I researched into the Smiths, Babyshambles and the Arctic Monkeys. The Smiths' work I found was mainly consistent of recycled images in old-fashioned vintage style, normally with a colour overlay. Their most famous cover, Meat is Murder, released in 1985, is done in the style of this image, taken from the image of the US documentary In the Year of the Pig, 1968, which was about the causes of Vietnam, creating a simplistic yet political record cover. This links with the Smiths as well as capturing the time periods and issues around the times, whereas Babyshambles took a different approach, turning to world-famous artist Damien Hirst for a psychedelic, colourful, vibrant record cover for their album Sequel to the Prequel, released in 2013. Unlike their other album covers, this one stands out for being vibrant and eye-catching compared to their earlier albums, which were created in collage format, showing the rough and rawness that they represent in their music. This artistic style has also been used back in the day by the Stone Roses, creating their own album covers through the artwork of their lead guitarist John Squire, making their albums unique to the band. Arctic Monkeys' first album, Whatever People Say I Am, That's What I'm Not, released in 2006, shows continuity throughout their digipack, with their simple monochrome photographs which I felt worked very well, showing a man smoking, the disc as an ashtray, and on the back the man almost relieved or in a hiding position still smoking. This appeals to the target audience as it shows the image of smoking being a hobby of the band as well as the fans. This monochrome style has progressed over the years to the current day, with their latest album still being monochrome but changing to a simple sound wave symbol. From now having a vast knowledge of the bands and the indie genre and how it has progressed over the years. By completing this mood board, I feel that it will help me create the mise-en-scene and overall appearance of the artists within the band by understanding the typical representations of the indie conventions, allowing me to create an accurate image of an artist which can be relatable to indie audiences. I have discovered that the artist's appearance should be a combination of old and new, taking influences from past artists and mixing it with current trends such as tattoos and hairstyles to appeal to an older generation of indie fans as well as modern day fans. I feel that we should also create an intertextuality to past iconic artists by using their same style. As for the style of the Antillery products, I feel that we should create simple designs that show an artistic flair, creating eye-catching products to audiences, as each band has an artistic style that goes along with their products, making themselves recognisable and unique to current day audiences.